Alright, so for my first project, we're going to start out by wiring in a generator. Why? Well, because as we bought the house, we found out, hey, our realtor, well, not our realtor, but the other side of the realtor, well, she was so nice and friendly that while we were at closing, she had the power company come out and yank the power out. It's Memorial Day weekend. I can't get power for a few days, so this vet ain't going to take it laying down. What are we going to do? We're going to wire it in. I can do this. Now, just because I can do this don't mean you can do this. Here's your legal disclaimer. You don't know what you're doing, don't do it. This is electricity. You'll burn your daggum house down. Wrong answer. Not a good thing to do when you just bought one. So, do this at your own risk. Don't listen to me. I may not know what I'm doing. I'm just going to show you what I did. Don't sue me. I didn't tell you to do this. You did this. This is on you. So, that being said, I've already been to Home Depot, and once I get out of getting my nutritious dinner here at Dairy Queen, we'll be heading up to the house, and we will be starting to do this. So, stand by.
We have arrived. Now, the problem.
There's no place to plug in a generator.
If only I had the materials to do it.
Hey, materials. Wow, they came into play. Let me show you what we got. I have, of course, a weatherproof plug-in. Ain't it cute? All kinds of little knickknacks. Have a fuse. Fuse is kind of important. Screws to attach it to the wall. I've got me some relatively thick wire, because like I say, you don't want to skimp on that. Things to hold it to the wall. I've got my whip. That's what we're going to run the wire through. Okay, yeah, sorry. And we have a plug-in, and we have a 110 plug-in. These two guys will pop up a little later. It's a special project for them. So, back to the original problem. There's no plug-in! Oh, and just in case you guys ever wondered, see this cute little red band? If you don't pay your electric bill, or you have a realtor that doesn't like you even though you paid them for buying the house, they put this on it. So that's how you know your power's disconnected. Don't take it off. They get really pissed. They do this thing called dun dun dun. Put you in jail for thievery. Do not mess with their red thing. So let's take it apart and see what we find. Okay, so in the case of this one, my power is actually coming up through the floor, through this, into the box. And you see they have it shielded. It goes up and up into the meter. Again, can't touch that. Why? I don't know. Somebody said there needed to be a law. Ta-da! So, what we're concentrating on is this area down here. Now, this is the main breaker to the house. Even though I've got this red band up here, I don't trust it. So I'm still turning this off. Why? I kind of like my life. Now from here, this wire is connected to my well pump, and that runs off there. That leaves this fuse open. This is where we're going to hook our generator up. Tie it in right there. Okay, so had a little bit of a clearance issue with this line. Now like I said, this line and this line runs in and back into the house to give me lights, air conditioning, water, and a shower. Things I'm very fond of. So, this is our fuse. Plugged in, again turned off, just in case. Now let's work on where I'm going to put the box. Alright, nice and tightly screwed to the wall. Semi-halfway professional. Now, the screws I used are these monstrosities here. I mainly picked them because they have a very coarse thread, and I figured, well, they should bite pretty good in this wall, since I really have no idea what's in the wall. I just know it's got a stucco finish, so there could be plywood behind it, there could be nothing behind it. I don't know. Fortunately, whoever had this before, I think the reason why I'm missing a fuse, best I can tell, there used to be a hot tub somewhere around here. Might be one again one day. But for now, There was a hot tub. There was a couple screw holes in there. I'm assuming that's what went in there, and so I'm just sticking it right back in. It's a hole. Put it in. That's the guy's motto, right? Oh, dirty mind. Alright, so we got it mounted. Next, you punch out these little plugs. What these guys do, see, got my hole in the bottom. I get to take my whip, and it goes in here, and then there's a little bitty nut that screws on to that. When you're done, it looks like this. See how the nut fits down in there nicely, holds the cable. Now, of course, I have a lot of extra cable because I'm only going to right here, but this will kind of give you the idea. So let me finish this up and I'll show you what's next. Somewhere out there, one of y'all electricians are laughing at me. I know, because I had to pull this back off again. So here's a little tip, a little trick. Don't ever put a 90-degree elbow. I don't care how smooth and sweepy it looks. Run your wire, then put your end on. Oh, this thing's only like 2.5 feet. This sucked. It took me 10 minutes just to get the wire to wiggle down it. Yeah, I'll remember this one. Don't do me. Trust me, is not a good thing. So, put all your wires through all your cables before you put the ends on. Tip and trick. And please remember, I don't want y'all to do what I just did. Ta-da! Ain't that so pretty? Got a little holder on it, runs right up in there. Alright, see, lots of extra wire, because trust me, you don't want to have to do it again. Okay, so you lose a couple of inches. Better to, what is it, woodworking, measure twice, cut once, something like that. So that's where we're at. I measured once and went long. So let me finish getting this guy in. As you can tell, the sun's going down, it's getting dark, and the joys of having no power while I'm doing things. But I wanted to kind of show you all this. Now, here's my plug-in. I left these leads incredibly long just for the picture so you guys could see. And I Googled, the powers of Google. See, I don't know what I'm doing. Don't do what I'm telling you to do. Get your own legal advice and electrician. But I got my two hot wires, which are the black and the red. And they are run to the outside edges. Let's see, there we go. Which is this guy and that guy. This guy is a ground. And this guy is a neutral. Now the neutral is the green wire dangling back here, and it will screw in, I can't really tell. There we go. It screws in right there. So it has its own house. Now we come back over here. Let's see if I can turn the light. Maybe you guys can see. Now as you can see, my ground and my neutral go to the bar over here, and they get tightened up. I pulled this back out so you guys could see how they go in the bottom. And it's just a matter of some wire. You tighten up these screws. There we go, right there. And they snug up on the bottom right there. And that's how you get the power from here back out. Down through my magic little wire and over to there. Or in this case, since it's a generator, it'll actually flow from here, back up into this. So let me get this put all the way together and I'll kind of show you the final product. And there we have it. I still have to put the door on it, but I thought you guys would like to see, you know, the final product. Is it exciting? Oh yes, riveting. You definitely need to talk about this at your next Bridge Club meeting because it's riveting, exciting, oh my god, yeah, right. So, but in the process, now you kind of understand, okay, this is how to wire in a plug, and this is how to hook it up to the panel, and this is how to disable the panel from the rest of the world. Because if you don't take that main breaker loose, what's going to happen, you're going to do one of two things. One, you're going to fry your generator, because what's going to happen is when the generator's running, you're still producing as much electricity as possible. The only difference is instead of you powering your house, It's going to try to power the neighbor's house, Billy Bob's down the road. Hell, it'll go all the way back to the power plant. They don't like that. But the other bigger thing is, even if it doesn't really go that far, if there's a lineman who's working, 4 or 5 houses down and you just don't even see him, and he's like, okay, that's a dead wire. Well, when you run your generator hooked up the wrong way, what happens is that power backfeeds to the grid, like I said, and then that dead wire that old boy was like, no big deal. All of a sudden, bam, it's live. It hits him, and he's not feeling too good, Don't like to do that to your buddies. I mean, they are, for the most part, keeping your house with electricity, except for these moments where you're actually using this plug-in and using the generator. You have electricity 98% of the time. So don't piss off the electricians. They're kind of good to you. So anyway, now that you kind of see how this hooks up and how it goes in, the next step, which will be tomorrow, I know it'll be just a mere second on the video, but tomorrow we're going to bring the generator up here, and I'm going to show you how to get up to a generator to run everything off of that. And then I'm going to show you how to hook it up to 110 volts to run your whole house. What? But my house runs off 220. Yeah, so does everybody else's in America. There's a way around it. Again, legal disclaimer. There's a way around it, and I'll kind of show you the tips and tricks of how you do it. And this way, I can use the power plant in my truck, which is kind of neat. It's 110 volts and it's 2.5 watts or kilowatts, and I can run my house off of it. So the cool thing about that is at night I don't have a generator running 24/7 to power a ceiling fan and a light bulb. So coming up in the blink of your eye, we'll get the generator going. And there it is. Wow, so impressive. Isn't it absolutely awesome? Actually, it kind of is. I like mine because it runs off of propane. Propane doesn't go bad, which means if this generator sits there for 5 or 6 years, then so be it. The propane will still work. Now, simply put, got the propane hooked up to the thing, or I could pour gas in the top, no big deal. Fire it up, have it run, and where the power cable comes out here and goes up and goes into the house, up through the panel, everything like that. Boom, I have a well water, I have hot water, I have everything I need. Well, not everything I need. I mean, the generator does have a limit. I can't run the central heat or the central air, and I can run the hot water heater and I can run the well, but if I turn the upper fan on, that's about the limit of the generator. So it does most everything I need. It keeps me comfortable. It keeps things working, and it keeps the meats frozen in the fridge. So, till then, till the next time, till hopefully I don't need this thing again for a long time, hence the propane and not gasoline. Hopefully I won't need this for quite a while. At least now you guys know what it took to get power run to your house. Do you want to take this project on? Hey, it's your house. Do what you want. Just don't blame me when it goes wrong. So, I'll have a second video up on running it on 110, but for now, I figure this is enough to bore the crap out of you. Enjoy. Cloud Kicker, signing out. Here's one thing I did forget to mention. To hook up both of these items, you need a suicide plug. Why is it called a suicide plug? Because if you look, both ends are male. No, this isn't gender-specific bullcrap. They both have things that stick out. What does that make them? Male. At least in the electrical world. Now, it's called a suicide plug because no matter which side you plug in, if the circuit is live, that means you have things protruding that you can touch that will shock and fry you. And unless you committed murder and are in the electric chair, not what you really want. So, keep in mind when you hook this up and you touch the ends with the other end live, it hurts. Hence, suicide plug. This is for your safety. Not mine. I know. You need to learn. Take care.